Well, guys, if you enjoy not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow, subscribe, and throw a prime if you like my content.
Your content, question mark. Oh, never. Now that run right there, bad man. We just got to lying. We just got to lying. Like, yo, what is she talking about? Yeah, now she's done. Yeah, we already knew this, though. Like, it's quite literally been over from the start, bro. These fools is making up delusions, saying all this different John. They did the whole false CPS John. They blatantly went in and said, as we can see with this, that they were going to steal content Nukasa and Piker. Yeah, bulls are cooked. It's really tough. You already know what it is, baby. You saw silent thumbnail. I ain't gonna lie. Looks like things are only getting worse for your majesty here. The cell phone queen, Miss Denims, The Sims 4 gestures. You already know how that gets down. You already know. But apparently YN Sens dropped a video on her, so you already know we have to check that boy out. And it's, anything including Denims or anyone from the orbit will be a bit of pain. But you already know how that gets down. Trilly talks everything. Trilly does indeed yap everything every time. Let's get right into it. You already know, like I said, shout out YN Sens. She finally got what she deserves. Lemao, you already know. If you want to watch the OG video, down in the description, first link, sure to level YN Sens. Shout out love, baby. And let's get right into this boy. You already know how that gets. Let's do it.
Today is indeed a very sad and tragic day for Denims and her 60 fans who worship her. Everyone here and their mama knows who Denims is. I'm not going
I'm familiar. At least, unfortunately, yeah.
to explain the whole lore. I've made about 20 billion videos on this woman. If you
Same.
You know, I've been making so many videos and I've been having so much fun that I can't remember the last time we talked about Denims. Oh, it was like 3 days ago. Oh.
Feels like yesterday. Probably. I ain't gonna lie to me. Yeah, she was probably somewhere in the vid. Yeah, with the KZtron showing the black. Yeah, nah, she was definitely in the vid. So yeah, yesterday. Okay.
Well, it truly has felt like a lifetime since the last time we talked about her. And it's not looking good for her. If anything,
I'd like to talk about these fools less, but it seems they always open up their mouths or just do something that gets them back to talking.
This girl is cooked. And I'm not the one saying this. This is coming from a lawyer. Imagine a lawyer saying,
legal mindset. I feel it.
She's cooked. This YouTube lawyer who goes by Legal Mindset has recently been talking about the whole Hassan, KZtron, H3, Johnny Somali, the whole drama. And yesterday he made this video called It Looks Bad for Denims. And it reveals
It has from the start.
Stuff that I didn't even know existed. And if a lawyer is telling you you're cooked, you're most likely cooked. Now, the video is over an hour long. I already saw all of it. So if you appreciate my sacrifice, my brave and stunning sacrifice, watching a YouTube video while you're sitting in bed half naked is truly harder than a 9 to 5. So if you appreciate my sacrifice, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We gotta up
the time sync, the yap sesh.
Those numbers, guys.
Let's start
Yeah, Luddy, you're done.
with the lawsuits, shall we?
Yes, sir. I'm
And
ready.
the first one up, per popular demand, is our girl, Denims. This is TED Entertainment, California Corporation, versus Alexandra Marwa Saber, a.k.a. Denims or PKA Denims. And you can see here,
Is that her name?
jury trial demanded. So I would presume that if this proceeds to trial, there will be a jury trial. So typically they will grant that. So let's go down here. You've got this one, and here you got the
The Nightmare on Denim Street.
Nightmare on Denim Street. So I've talked about legal writing. Legal writing is boring.
Yes.
And judges are humans. You want to entertain them. So while many people may find
Yeah, now I remember when we were seeing a bit of this in one of the More Pegasus Daily Slops. You already know. Shout out More Pegasus. Shout out love. But yo, like, I ain't gonna hold you. It was so funny because when Legal Mindset was saying this, I'm like, yo, man, you really gotta write a story to entice him. But the funny part is, there's not even a story needed. The actual reality of what happened is crazy enough. Tough.
these things silly, as long as they are not distracting. Adding something interesting that is not completely distracting is okay.
That's actually really interesting. I think this is one of the first times where I'm actually learning something. I guess that is true. I never thought about that. So if you can make it a bit easier for them, a little entertaining goes a long way, especially when you're used to 80, 200 pages.
Well, at the end of the day, like, aren't you, like, you're presenting technically an argument within this, obviously, especially within a case, like, you're trying to sue someone, so obviously you have to prove that. So within this, yeah, you'd want to make, like, what you're putting against them pretty convincing, because if it's not, then I don't really think you got a case. But this is more in the factor of, like, actually, like going back to the John, like entertaining the judge, or in a more sense, like, yo, really enticing them into into what you're trying to get across, or like, whether it be like suing someone, or other things as such when it goes to the legal process.
It's just
but that just be what Trilly thinks, because Trilly do be dumbass.
black and white. The Nightmare on Denim Street, the picture, it adds to it, and it's not distracting at all. A minute in, and I'm already learning more than I did in high school. As my favorite YouTuber of all time would say, don't stay in school, just watch YouTube and Goon. Can I get an amen in the chat for that?
Gooning. Oh no.
We're relying on you to stay live, so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm going to stream it since he's confirmed it's coming out today. I'm going to stream it, Denims, prior to reacting to content Nukas on Piker. So you start strong. He started with an engaging title, Nightmare on Denim Street, and a engaging quote, which goes right to the heart of it and really is the most damning piece of evidence. So he's putting at the beginning of the complaint, at the beginning, up front, the most damning evidence against...
that's not even the worst one. The second one's even worse.
Denims.
That's the hook, line, and sinker right there.
That's the way to do it. That's correct. You start with something really strong that you're like, that the judge like can't disagree with.
Kind of feels like I'm back at school in a good way. I feel like going into my closet and pulling my old backpack that I used to.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yo, heads, I say all the time, bro, you better get a diploma. Please graduate high school. I ain't gonna lie. Now, what you do if you get more schooling, it depends on, like, what you want to do furthering yourself in the future and in your career. Like, yo, if you're gonna become a doctor, you better get your degree. And I mean, the doctorate, for real. Because, yo, man, if you gonna be performing surgeries, you better have them books. No cap. But nah, seriously though, that's all dependent on the person. But you gonna graduate high school. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm definitely more interested in this than I was Alge 2. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Was not feeling it.
To take when I went to university before I
truly can't math.
Drop out because fuck school. You're actually learning something. I feel like my brain is finally being turned on.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow, subscribe, and throw a prime if you like my content.
Your content, question mark. Oh, never. Now that run right there, bad man. We just got to lying. Like, yo, what is she talking about? Yeah, now she's done. We already knew this, though. Like, it's quite literally been over from the start, bro. These fools is making up delusions, saying all this different John. They did the whole false CPS John. They blatantly went in and said, as we can see with this, that they were going to steal content Nukas and Piker. Y'all bulls are cooked. It's really tough.
Ooh, yeah, that looks bad. I'm trying to look at this from the perspective of a lawyer, judge, whatever you guys want to call it. And it's like, if I read this, it looks pretty damning. It looks bad.
These two are the best pieces of evidence that he has. And then we're going to go. This is ambiguous. Lazy reaction videos that copy entire copyrighted works. That is something that...
Yeah, like, this would carry a lot of nuance, because then you'd have to present, like, oh, well, what is an example of a lazy reaction videos? And then obviously we can point the Denims, Casey, Tron, Frogan, duh. But in a like, obviously a broader sense, like, what would be the parameters to, like, limit this? Like, what's the defined separation of, like, okay, this is a lazy react and this is like an acceptable react? So yeah,
that could be legal or could be illegal. It could be okay to have a reaction video that someone else calls lazy but is actually legally sufficient. So lazy is subjective. It's a wide open standard. So what is a lazy video?
See, that was getting more or less to what I was saying. And this is the John when I was watching Pope Diorio. This is kind of the John he was getting across too. Like there's gonna have to, like, after this lawsuit, be some like basis. If it were to go that far, like past trial and all that, like it's gonna set some standard. Like it's gonna have to be a separation. Okay, this is a fair use reaction or whatever, and this is what's not. Like there would be a cutoff point. So in this case, that's why it gives it in like, yeah, here, like, why it's subject and more like opinionated. Okay, like, well, this, someone can consider this a terrible react, meanwhile someone else can consider it good, but then by copyright it works. Okay, well, not so good. Seems like it wasn't enough transformative use. Well, this one could be like, it's up there.
Some people have called like reacting, like putting on a documentary and like reacting to it, talking to it, and putting up points and say, oh, that's kind of lazy. What's lazy is subjective. So I don't like that. But they added the other part to it. They added purposefully siphon views and revenue away from the original. So when the judges are looking at this, they're saying, oh.
Like, yeah, this is where it gets to the part of like maliciously stealing. Because, yeah, they were going in like with the notion, oh, yeah, don't support Ethan Klein. Just watch it through us and support us like monetarily, like through them. Which is bad. Not really doing good on the copyrighted works there, Denims, Casey, John Frogan.
We're not ruling on just whether you can react, because that's kind of gray area. It's react plus.
When I think of lazy content reactions, I think of the 2020, probably 2018 to 2022 meta, where a whole bunch of Twitch streamers were just stealing content, eating coffee. How the fuck do you eat a coffee? Drinking coffee. It's like 12 a.m. guys. I'm like not all there. These people were shameless. They were eating food, letting the video play, say something like, oh wow, that's crazy.
I'm like pretty sure, wasn't it like around ReactGate?
Oh, that really happened. Oh my god, no way.
So like that was ReactGate.
Hey, anyways, resume, click, let's just keep it going. That's the type of content the most YouTubers and people don't like nor agree with. I do reactions, people react to my content, I react to other people's
No, baby.
Content
lines. They have been involved
You already know.
in copyright lawsuits. So what this means is they have lawyers that are experienced here. So while the Kleins have a major advantage, both in money and experienced lawyers, now Denims, Frogan, and Caseytron, they might be out there getting the Saul Goodmans of the copyright law world. We have no idea. They may have to get the strip mall lawyer because, frankly, I don't think they're going to have enough money for the white glove, top tier New York.
See, but then this is why you need your God King Zaddy, bro. He's got to top him off. That's what we're saying. But remember, if he's going to do it, it's going to be under the table.
Law firms or California law firms that are at the top tier of their game. I just don't think so.
Frogan couldn't even afford Saul Goodman from season 1, let alone a decent lawyer. Maybe Denims? I'm sure she has some money.
Well, Denim said she must got lawyers or whatever, because she is, again, giddy and is going out of her way to fight this case. Why? I got nothing. Yeah, she's fucked. I don't.
The people that are gonna feel this the most are definitely fucking Frogan and Caseytron, which, I don't know, skill issue. I mean, that's kind of on you. I feel bad for laughing. But guys, remember, I cannot be criticized.
No, but
because I'm not.
No. Like that, no. But it legitimately is a skill issue, and I'm not feeling any sympathy for them. Like they completely again did this to themselves, and it's the same thing on why this is like. I'm not feeling the sympathy. It's like, bro, all you had to do again. Even if you don't like Ethan and want to be critical of him, all you had to do on the video was actually give conjecture. If you're there to react to it and or give commentary, give the commentary, give the opinions and conjecture. Y'all did not do that. And then on top of that, blatantly went into the vid trying to take away support and, you know what I'm saying, and like monetary gain from Ethan Klein. Like, bro, y'all cooked. We gonna see y'all later, bro. Sayonara.
32 years old yet. I'm not even 28. I'm not even 27 years old. So I still have lots of years to develop empathy.
Denims timed her group viewing sessions to coincide with the exact moment that
group view. Oh yeah, watch parties basically.
He released the works. This is also deadly. This one is also deadly. The fact that she did it live. She didn't even wait. She did it live. if she had waited and done it the next day or done it 2 days after, Denims would have a better argument. But she didn't wait because these people are impatient idiots. They have
That's so funny because it's 100% true. But again, we're dealing with the self-owned queen. It's kind of irregular. It's kind of a common occurrence with her. I mean, come on. Like, what else did we expect? Yo, she does gestures instead of giving actual dialogue. Like, it's
no idea about the law. They have no idea about anything. And doing things like that, doing things live, and was perfect. It really put her in the worst possible legal position. She's screwed. And once again, never 100%, but we're approaching, I think, upper 70s, 80s, 90s in the
I'm gonna keep stamping it in once more again. Trilly repeats himself. Trilly yaps everything. But yeah, no cap. Like Legal Mindset again said, he was the one that stamped it in, and now I'm repeating it. Yeah, it's not 100% that Ethan will win this lawsuit. But who says it's not 90 to 95? I guess we'll see.
percent chance. I would even say right now, before I read any more of this, at this point, I'm leaning on the 90s%.
Are you telling me that Denims is 90% fucked? Shout out to Nux. It's just common sense, guys, right? I'm not a copyright expert, okay? I just come on here and I like to speak my mind. I like to share my opinions on
opinions and conjecture, baby. Been saying it.
X, Y, and Z. Whenever I make content, I never thought, am I breaking the law? I'm just thinking, well, let's not be an asshole and steal this whole person's video, right? You don't need to be fucking Saul Goodman or Legal Mindset or Legal Eagle. Just use common sense, right? Common sense will get you out of like 95% of questionable / tricky situations. You don't need to have Albert Einstein IQ. Use your common sense for most things and you should be fine in life.
That's what I'm literally saying. Like, I guess if I had to set a base level myself, I was kind of on the same time that Pope Dior is. Like, bruh, if you double a video, not saying you have to, because obviously within that, like the length of the vid, if you're pulling an XQC like the Jones, you adding like 5 minutes to the vid, bro, 10 minutes to the vid, now you're probably cooked. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But obviously then that depends on the length of the vid, but it's on the whole John. But anyway, more or less to my factor, bro, because this is the John. Trilly apps, everything does a lot. Like, if you're doubling the vid and you're actually, again, not cherry acting, bro, just leaving the John, bro, whatever, and you're actually sitting there giving your opinions, conjecture on the video, like, you know, see, obviously you're sitting there responding back to it, like, especially if you're streaming too, like, you know what I'm saying, you're giving your conjecture, your chat, you're actually engaging with the vid, you'll be fine. So those two Johns, actually engage with the vid if you're gonna react in their case, react to it or whatever. And then, like, yo, if you're at the very least like doubling the John, bro, at least like 1.5ing it, bro, you be alright, bro. You're gonna be good.
Don't be an idiot. Don't let ego control you. Just be a decent human being, all right? That's all I gotta say. Why am I saying this? Why am I giving a motivational Sigma talk at 12 a.m.? It's because these people like Denims, have no fucking common sense.
I usually try to steel man the other side. I try to give them the best possible option. In this case, I am actually giving them the real steel man. I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said their best option is to settle. That is genuinely the truth. It is.
Well, yeah, if you're Casey Tron, that is absolutely the truth. Yo, Casey Tron more worried about getting married, which, let's not disrespect the love, but this is Casey Tron we're dealing with. So, yeah, she's more worried about getting married than getting absolutely sued into bankruptcy beyond the core depths of the earth right now. So, yeah, it's looking bad on her part. No, we don't, and we, and part of that, John. And no, she do not have a lawyer. That's tough. I ain't gonna lie.
Genuinely the truth. Settle, please.
Shout out to the lawyer for giving you expensive tips and advice for free. Any logical and smart person would settle. You might be like, I'm fucked. I'm getting sued.
Denim's fighting.
Dude, I'm not gonna fight this. Sometimes you gotta be like, I'm not gonna win this. All right? You gotta own up to it. You gotta face reality. You gotta be like, I'm probably not going to get away with this. So let's just go with the...
But they would never do that because they never take accountability for anything ever. Again, like, yo, it's always... yo, if you ever see them get an argument, they're always going to goalpost shift, bro. I ain't going to lie. They're always going to misconstrue what you say. Bro, they disagree with you. They're going to call you a Nazi, fascist, a rapist. They're going to be calling all this different Joe. And it's like, Embarrassing. Like, yo, when are y'all gonna stop doing this? Oh wait, never until y'all irrelevant. Like, bro, we will be seeing you later. Getting tired of these fools, but you know, again, like I say, you know what we say about Karma. She's a feisty one, a bit of a beehatch, and she's coming straight for them. That's tough.
The least hurtful and painful solution here, that being settle. That's what I would do. If the lawyer is telling me to settle, I will fucking settle. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Denims said she wanted to fight this, which is
Sure did. Absolutely stupid.
such a dumb idea, and you're
Extremely.
gonna be more financially fucked if you do this. Okay.
100%.
Okay, I would 1,000% settle. It might hurt my pride. It might hurt my ego. I'm not ready.
It will, and that's the whole part of it. They have to finally like admit and take accountability on the factor. Like, oh yeah, y'all niggas are boxed. Y'all were wrong on every front, and you tried to fight and you blatantly lost. It's like. And it's like what the crazy part is, it's like you tried to fight, but you're fighting on no bounds because again, you are being like, you know, Hassan, obviously Orbiters, all these heads, they're all saying that Ethan shelving out these harassment campaigns and all this John is not coming. This is literally just made up John. This is them fighting back on the John that y'all are just making up, saying all this different John, just lying blatantly about heads. It's just like, bruh, it's just embarrassing, bro. Again, like, come on.
Risking losing more money. Like, I'm gonna lose money regardless. Let me lose the least amount to do the least amount of damage.
Finally, on the Ethan Klein lawsuit stuff, just to reiterate with all of you, I will be fighting this lawsuit.
Looks like it just gets sweeter.
Have legal counsel.
And avoid the drudgery in working up something fresh. This lawsuit is to hold Denims accountable for her infringement in the H3 snark Marlet's accountable for materially contributing to her infringement. This is a very strong intro, very engaging, lots of good words, clear to the point, tells you what you need to, not too long, very convincing, A+ intro. I like the intro. The intro's good.
I think you and I...
Chef's kiss. I ain't gonna lie. Only goes more to prove. The lawyer, being legal mindset, shut out Uncle mindset. Yeah, if he's thinking this boy's looking pretty solid, I don't know. Again, not 100, but it's giving more due credible that it might be a little bit more favorable on Ethan's side than theirs.
and everyone who's watching this video, I think we could all collectively agree that Denims winning is most likely never gonna happen. I think there's a higher chance of me becoming a billionaire by doing nothing, and Jeff Bezos walking into my house and being like, you know what, Oscar, I fuck with you, here's $2 billion. That is
I'll take that right my way.
more likely than Denims winning this lawsuit, okay? Just to put into perspective, there's a higher chance of me becoming the fucking president of the United States tonight than Denims winning.
Denims,
Yeah, it's because like it's just so blatant. Like her intent to be malicious is just right there for you to see. It's like, bro, you trust me, it's not missing you.
this is one of the most loyal and ardent defenders of Hassan Piker.
Yes, that is very true. We are familiar with that. She's definitely one of his biggest dick suckers, I'll tell you what.
AKA Hassan Abi Hassan. So obviously, you know, we can see who's Big Daddy.
Our God, yeah, our? Whoa, I keep, yo, trying to include myself in these L's. Never. Let me keep it to the actual losers. But yeah, bro, y'all God King Zaddy, bro. Wall's closing in for him too, bro. It's tough on all fronts. Hassan, his box closing in. The Orbiters, they're cooked. Luddy is looking absolutely horrible. Dang. Wonder where it stems from.
Big Daddy is Hassan. Much like Scientologists engage in fair game, I like the comparison to Scientology. Denims ruthlessly attacks with reckless abandon anyone who disagrees with her, Hassan. On November 17th,
Directly, again. Go check out her Twitter. Let's look at some of the things she's been tweeting.
2023, in a now deleted video, Denims read Osama bin Laden's letter to America in its entirety on stream. She frequently expressed agreement and support for the letter, such as America deserved 9/11.
Idiots.
Right. I just can't imagine someone
Like the judge has to read that. Yeah. That's hilarious. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah, like
Of importance to reading this and just be like, the fuck? America deserved 9/11? I can't disavow facts, man.
oh, ooh, that one. Yeah, that one just real big bad.
If the wrong judge reads this, that's game over. Because, like, what if they have family that died during 9/11? You know what I mean? The longer this...
Yeah, I'll tell you what. See that's the thing in like the court of law. It's supposed to be unbiased and all that type of jazz. So I would assume they would avoid this. But I feel like no matter who you are and read that, I feel like it might be a little might trigger your spidey senses a little bit.
video goes on, the more Denims and the other guys are fucked. I mean, how do you even come back from this?
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
that's a hell of a look. That's a hell of a look. I'll just say that.
Yep, a hell of a bad one.
Do you know how bad that makes you look? It makes you look like a terrorist sympathizer.
Wait! I think I know a guy.
Which they are.
Why do they attack us in New York and Washington? If Ariel Sharon is a man of peace in the eyes of George Bush, then we are also a man of peace. America does not understand the language or manner of manners and principles. So we are addressing it using a language it understands. Denims responds, he is not wrong about that. The U.S. only understands violence.
Just
It would be so funny. Someone like Denim says that. Aren't you the same girl that was literally trying to put a hit on someone? Like, And also, let's ask about some of the bulls also, like, you know what I'm saying, the posse of dick suckers in the orbit. What's some of the Jones they saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, Mike from PA shit been looking pretty crazy, bro. Head should be bleeding out of their wear now? Interesting.
pack it up, little bro. Please listen to Legal Mindset. Settle? How do you even fucking respond to this, dude?
You take that L to the chin, because that's what they're about to do.
Your Honor, let me give you context. So Hassan said America deserved 9/11, and I'm a waiting room streamer, so I also said
I'm a waiting room streamer. It's so true, though.
America deserved 9/11, and then I read Osama's letter to America, and I agree with some points. Does that clear some stuff up?
Bin Laden's criticisms of the United States are all correct.
Based?
Interesting. That I'm sure a judge and jury are going to love that.
If you don't know what a Denims is,
Yeah, they're gonna read that boy. Oof. It's gonna be quite the case closer. Yeah, this one. It's just hilarious. How does she always manage to just self-own every time everything just comes back to bite her? That's hilarious, bro.
and you just read all of
Like,
this,
that truly is comedy.
it makes her look like she loves
Like, it's still like a Looney Tunes level degree here. Like, it is baffling how she does this, bro. You know what?
terrorism and supports it nonstop and gets special treatment from Twitch. I mean, that is literally
Well, yeah, we again know their biases. Yeah, remember who's their golden boy? Of course, she's gonna be cleared.
what she is. But I mean, if you've never seen her before and you're just reading this, you would come to that conclusion naturally. The video is getting way too long. I mean, I'm having a blast. We're like 30 minutes in, but I don't want to steal this whole video and then be sued. So I'm just gonna leave it here.
No fair use.
With that said, I think it's my time to get out of here. So let's get those numbers up. Let's hit 600K, or I will sue each and every single one of.
Sure to love Hawaiian sense, but still, again, Luddy, who boy. Yeah, it's done.
You who are not subscribed, all right? I'm gonna serve you.
He's so cooked. But you already know, man. Shout out Hawaiian Sons. That was, she finally got what she deserved. Lamau, talking about the cell phone queen, Her Majesty. Bow down. Denims. You already know, bro. It's terrible works. But within, obviously, yeah, Legal Mindset covering it, and you know what I'm saying, it's got the clips together, making that boy hilarious. Excellent commentary. We do love the slops. But yeah, nah, seriously, Denims is just, like, overtly cooked, bro. Like, it's just, it is over. I need y'all to understand. Like, it's, I mean, y'all read the first two Jones literally right under the title of it, the nightmare on Denim Street, because yeah, it sure is a nightmare on that street. But yeah, she's directly saying if you don't want to support that terrible video, yeah, support me monetarily. Going into that, boy, as soon as it drops, you know what I'm saying, telling heads don't go watch it through me. You're stealing views directly, like, yo, maliciously, especially. You're done. It's over. Yeah, like Denims, hun. We'll be seeing you later. Other than that, though, yeah, shout out and shout out love of wine and sense once more. And I'll be catching y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.